first off, let's get into Last Week in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Dennis's double life. Now, instead of just kind of breaking down like what happened in this episode like we do normally in the podcast, I would rather talk about what this means for the future of the series, and if possibly we may have just watched the last episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, we definitely haven't watched the last episode of It's Always Sunny because they are renewed for 2 more seasons.
Are they really?
Yeah.
But, I mean, contracts can change.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the episode, spoilers, I mean, I'm sure if you've seen it, you'll already know, but Dennis says goodbye. He says that he's going to go be a dad, which is definitely out of character for Dennis. Basically, he finds out that he had fathered a child on one of his misadventures abroad and, decides that he's going to go be a dad. Now, of course, if we do another season of Always Sunny, he could come back or whatever. But he has teased that he might possibly step away from Always Sunny permanently because apparently he's doing a new pilot with who? Patton Oswalt, is that?
Yeah, I think that was what it was.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm telling you, man, it really felt like it could have been a series finale. And I'll tell you why. Because you kind of have, with this whole last season, Mac's arc of is he gay or isn't he gay kind of tied up. All right. Charlie finally bangs the waitress. So that's an arc that's lasted almost the entire series that he's finally been able to do that. Frank, in a way, kind of at least establishes that he is a millionaire. I know that I've brought up in previous podcasts.
That we don't know exactly
how
what
much
his
money
wealth
does he have.
is,
But apparently he's a millionaire. And then with Dee, she doesn't really get any kind of wrap up for herself, which to me is kind of like the ultimate fuck you to Dee, which is kind of in the spirit of the series.
Yeah.
And then of course Dennis decides to, set aside his lecherous ways and go and be a father. So I would think that in a way, watching that, it could be the very last episode. Also, do you think that Charlie finally hooking up with the waitress is like a jump the shark moment? Because if Dennis doesn't come back, it's not going to be the same, Chris.
Right.
You've already got, what's her name that plays Dee?
Caitlin Olsen.
Caitlin Olsen. She's already got her own series on Hulu.
The Mick.
You've got Glenn Howerton doing this pilot for what, Fox or something like that?
I think so. But, I mean, it's got Patton Oswalt in it. He was in the first season of Fargo also. He's done some other stuff outside of Sunny.
Charlie Day, who is in movies and shit.
Yeah.
Now. So, I mean... And then you've got Mac. I don't know if he's doing anything outside of Always Sunny, but I mean, these guys can pretty much do whatever they want. Plus, if you think about how just ridiculous some of the storylines have gotten over the last couple of seasons, it all just kind of makes sense. And if Dennis or Glenn Howerton walks away from Always Sunny, would you really want to watch that show without him? I mean, as terrible as Dennis is, would you want an Always Sunny without him?
I mean, that's the thing I think about everyone that's in the gang,
because he's the closest to a straight man
sometimes
as anybody, as any character can be in
this
that show.
This is a classic ensemble show. I don't know that you can take any one of those moving parts out and still have the same
maybe
show.
Frank, because
the show
entered in the
started
season.
The show started with just the gang itself and then added Frank, but
right.
But even then, Frank is now an integral part of everything about It's Always Sunny.
I wonder if they would end up... I would like to see them killing him off, maybe, for a series finale.
And
maybe,
but I would still want to see what Dee and Dennis do with his money after he dies.
Yeah, or does he even leave it to them?
Well, yeah, that's also... That's
maybe
also
a court battle between Dennis and Dee trying to get all of it and keep the other person from getting one. See, that's something I'd like to see.
Yeah.
But it's just... I don't know, man. If Dennis leaves the show, I can't see it lasting very much longer.
Well,
if it does at all.
Right, and they are contracted through 2 more seasons.
All the actors? Because, I mean, Glenn Howerton says he might have to step away. And, if he does, would he be just kind of like a reoccurring character at that point, like Cricket is?
Yeah, or Bill Ponderosa or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And, if Caitlin Olsen can do her show and do Always Sunny at the same time, and Charlie Day can do movies and shit, why can't Glenn Howerton do Always Sunny and whatever show he's doing with Patton Oswalt at the same time? So, I don't know.
I mean, they only do, 10 or 12 episodes per season?
Yeah, I think this was episode 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that I think we're definitely reached a turning point, and I think that this episode was designed in that way to show that, we have definitely taken a turn, for lack of a better word.
I know exactly what you're saying, though. I feel like this was probably the most successful season finale of any show that I've seen recently.
Right.
Like most, like the CW superhero shows, for instance, they'll always end each season on a big cliffhanger.
Right.
And then that's immediately resolved in the first 5 minutes of whatever the premiere is.
Like
of the
Doctor Who two-parters?
Yeah, exactly. But like this one could serve. Like it could theoretically serve as the endpoint.
If this was the series finale, would you have been satisfied with it?
Absolutely. Honestly, I was satisfied the minute that Charlie banged the waitress because he's been trying for 12 years.
And how crazy is it that now he's all like, oh, she's getting too clingy and I'm going to have to stay with you a couple days, D. I just can't, deal with it. We got to see the return of the dildo bike.
Yeah.
I like how this season has had a lot of callbacks to previous episodes, like the rocket launcher and everything at the end. And the last shot of the whole show is them blowing up a car. I mean, you can't just blow up a car in the city and not have serious repercussions come from that.
Yeah.
They're probably all going to be in jail from blowing up the car. Dennis is just going to show back up in the first 5 seconds of the next season and just be like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to be a dad. I mean, that kid, honestly, for his well-being, should get as far away from Dennis as he possibly can.
Yeah, without question.
So, anything else you want to talk about in this episode?
I read an article the other day that was talking about how Dennis Reynolds has absolutely murdered someone.
Really?
Yeah. Like, their theory was that actually the character that he fathered this child as, Brian, that guy was just a dude that got shanked by a crackhead behind Patty's. Like, that dude is dead. Like, he's an actual person, and he actually died in the alley behind Patty's. And the theory was that Dennis was the crackhead, because Dennis has been a crackhead before.
Done crack.
That he was the crackhead that shanked that dude and murdered him.
And assumed his identity and fathered a child with him.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's funny that the kid was named after Dennis's alter ego.
Yeah.
And I loved his... they tried to have that scene where he says goodbye and turns the lights off in the bar, and in just such typical Always Sunny fashion. They're like, just fucking go, dude. So I don't know. It feels to me like the show is on its way out, which is fine.
Yeah.
Good shows like that and like Breaking Bad and stuff. You don't want to go over your...
Yeah,
overstay your welcome.
What
I'm saying?
You don't even want to try to hit that jump the shark moment if you can avoid it. If you can wrap up your story in a way that it doesn't make everyone hate you, I suppose. Like, not like Lost.
Here's
like
a theory. Here's a theory, okay, that I just came up with off the top of my head. There's 5 main characters in the show. 10 episodes a season. What if the very last season is like 5 two-parters of each character getting killed and they just kill them all off, but it all takes how cool would it be if they all took place in the same time and you just see it from different perspectives and learn how
like season 4 of Arrested Development a little bit.
I don't know if I watched all of that. Is that the one that they put out on Netflix? Yeah, I watched like half of that. But they could do something similar to that.
But I understand what you're saying.
But then they would still need a season between that if they've contracted for 2 of just wacky misadventures, I guess. But I don't really see where they're going to go from here. And what if they start the next season with them just pretending like the whole last season never happened? Like Dennis wakes up from a nightmare or something.
And Mac is still in the closet.
Yeah. They just undo everything. Charlie still has never banged the waitress or anything like that.
Do the, what was that, Dynasty? Or Dallas or something?
Yeah.
One of those
Shot
shows.
JR, that kind of thing. So that's just going to, it's going to be one of those things that I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that I'm at a loss for words.
A little bit.
Where do we go from here? Always Sunny.
Where do you think that Always Sunny is going to go? Make sure you leave us a comment.
Yeah, let us know.